Trumbull Promotions and Uppercuts Boxing Gym and Barbershop.
So Rumble Trumbull.
Alright, well,
So we ain't gonna clown on it.
This might not even be. That might not even be clowning. It might looking at it the wrong way, but just social commentary.
Yeah.
But that sounds bad.
It can't be too serious.
It can't be too dry. Like
hold on.
You have.
We talking about somebody's business.
Alright, man.
Alright.
About to count y'all down.
Right. I get you. Okay, G.
Go ahead. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying.
Okay.
You said it. I'm gonna
Yeah, we're not gonna clown out this point.
So say it again one more time. So
Rumble Trumbull Promotions and Uppercuts Boxing Gym and Barbershop. It's two separate people.
Say it again.
What they got going on is a Christmas drive, though. You can drop your clothes off December 18th.
yeah, I'm not.
2010
Yeah,
Woodman Boulevard. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you gonna let me do it tonight?
That's right. Yeah. I'm not even fucking with it.
He asked me what it was. I told him the people's name. He went to clown him. I said, no, don't do that.
You run it
I got us.
Boy, hang up your.
He tried to clown the people, but I
No, I
know man,
wasn't.
turn the camera on. That's what he's gonna do.
Man, do it.
Man, how they
Man,
been?
talk, man. We on?
Let's go.
You
Three.
got all that yet?
It's on.
Okay.
It's on camera, not. We got y'all some black
Okay,
footage.
bet.
Alright, 3, 2, 1.
All right, man.
We hot.
Speaking of, black business, we're gonna get into our free promotion of the night, man.
All
Free
right.
promotion, man, for all businesses, man. Get at us, bro. Rumble Trumbull.
Name views, baby.
Rumble Trumbull Promotions and
Rumble
Uppercut
Trumbull,
Boxing
Rumble
Gym
Trumbull.
and Barbershop. They will be giving a Christmas drive December 18th. Drop toys off at 2010 Woodman Boulevard in Harvey, Louisiana. You can get with Rumble Trumbull at Facebook, Steve Trumbull at Facebook, and Deja ENT 2020 at IG. I'm sorry if I got any of that wrong, but
Make sure y'all drop the toys out, man.
Come mess with
Drop
y'all.
the
The toy
toys
drive
out.
is actually gonna be on Christmas Eve. Over
How
there
about
in
dropping
Harvey.
toys
Y'all
out?
go ahead on and support that, man. Not only is that a black business doing that, they doing that for a local neighborhood, bro.
Man, come
They
through and
doing
drop
that
the
in your own
toys out.
neighborhood. That's something that's
Straight up.
That's
Yeah.
what we need.
Let them come through and drop the toys out. Like I just said, come through and drop some toys out. Support.
They gonna have food and refreshments out there for you, bro. Come through and support that, man. And shout out to One Way Arts
Okay.
for these sweaters, bro.
One Way Arts, thank
One Way
you.
Arts, man. Go mess with them, man. At One Way Arts.
I'm looking very dapper in my pullover. Appreciate it. Thank you, One Way Arts.
You look nice, big man.
I look dapper. You too.
Black businesses, Mike. You a businessman. What you got going on, man? If you want to plug anything or put anything out there, if you got anything in the works, if you got anything, you can really just point out a younger, enthusiastic person about business, point them in the right direction, man, at the time.
Major business I'm doing, at the moment is more a class, me and a partner of mine started a few years ago about, consciousness, just awareness mentally, and, just knowing, people, respect a higher power, believe in a higher power, just more knowledge, for us on that level.
Saying that's the way in other words, y'all more geared towards tying the knowledge into work ethic, the knowledge of knowing what you're working for and what the purpose behind it should be.
Yeah, well, the knowledge itself is more, it's order, any type of business that you're dealing with is going to involve order, and that's why you'll see, a lot of businesses fail because everybody's out of order. Some people, it's your role to do, one thing, but you're trying to do somebody else's role. If
Right.
everybody stay within order, then everything runs smoothly, how it's supposed to run. So that man, it teaches order and dedication, and just pretty much playing your role, and you'll get further, that way.
Right. Time to just basically being grounded is what you're saying.
Being grounded,
grounded, right.
there's a lot, a little more in depth, like I say, because I get more into the biblical side. Like I said, everybody not, on that level, so I don't preach a lot of that, to people that really don't want that information.
For sure.
I mean, that whole conversation kind of thing is because you can't sway a person's faith, no matter what that faith might be.
Nah, not at all.
Yeah, if they have faith at all.
Right, that's what I said. Some people don't.
Yeah, so
You don't force feed it, but there's people that's into that have questions. And, if I can help them, then I'll do that.
Well, let the people know how they can reach y'all, get with y'all, man.
I mean, it's mainly, I ain't really got a Facebook and, and all of that right now.
We got to think about getting that together, man. Get 2GY, 2K compliant, man. Get them on Facebook.
Yeah, set them up.
They got a lot of brothers who need that, man. Who need to be
Connected to that type of thing. Yeah, come on, man. Like somebody, yeah. Come on, man.
Trying to breed that, though.
Come on, man. I'm all about.
A positive attitude.
I'm all about.
Cause this is my thing. Okay, we into entertainment, right? We dealing with this music thing, right?
Right, go ahead.
Okay, so if we ain't on the positive, what we doing? We all about to strap a bunch of AK-47s to ourselves just to go do a concert.
No, we're not doing nothing.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying, Mike. So where we start that network at? 'Cause look at these young fellas, man. They got talent, but they don't want to have to die behind, you know what I'm saying, expressing their art.
Right.
So where we go from there?
Right.
They gotta put the work in. They gotta do what I've done, as a youngster, you gotta write, you gotta produce, you gotta keep, promoting your music.
You really gotta believe in yourself, right?
But that's mainly just practicing the craft, though. I mean, you're not doing it, you could never get better if you're not constantly doing it. You gotta continue to do it. Practice is everything.
Mike, what we got, man? What we got over there? Y'all got something going on over there? What we got?
I mean, we just listening to the old heads educate us, old heads, y'all.
I keep hearing rap. I keep hearing
rap. Well, look,
over there.
I rap myself, pint 2 times, my Instagram pint 2 times and everything. CJ plays football for
I'm
East
a
Jefferson.
football player for East Jefferson. But if y'all mind, I'd like to talk about a little bit on how rappers are getting shot. Like a lot of popular rappers are getting shot.
And going by what y'all tell us, what you put in is what you get out. That's like mainly what y'all tell us, y'all preach to us. You put in negativity, that's what you'll get out. So by myself being, so young and coming up in the youth, I'm not gonna put out negativity. I'm gonna try to put out, positivity, spread, love throughout the community, and give what I put out positivity. I mean, you're gonna have haters or whatever, but I just, try to do the best I can to follow everybody else around back here.
What you do with that, Chief?
I answer this question, man. We have to spread positivity amongst each other to grow, to prosper. We have to do that. We have to start by understanding that we are not, when we look at each other, we are not the enemy. When we look at each other, I'm not your enemy when I see you.
We on that type of time, but how do we?
That's what we have to say.
How do we create that narrative?
First you have to say it. First you have to say it for somebody to understand.
It got to be first voice.
It has to be.
So we saying that on the record.
Who reads the book? Think about it. Let's just keep it all the way real.
It got to be said.
So it has to be said. So once it's said,
on record for the record.
Let's just keep it.
Saying that we about positivity. We don't want no crowd.
Let's keep it real. Let's just keep it 100.
That's what it is.
What's wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that saying I don't want to do 1,000 years in the penitentiary?
No deal. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. I ain't never seen nothing wrong with that. The thing about it is, everybody be feeling like they have to defend themselves or defend something. I live on Wilson Street, so them dudes around the company, like that type of stuff. We got it. So, all right.
Certain things you have to defend.
No, Jesus. The question is, how do we know? See how you said that? Certain things you have to defend. How I got to defend something I don't own?
But you got to defend your family.
No, see, these dudes got to know that, man.
You got to defend your family for sure.
No, man, we paying rent here.
Right, for sure.
Family inside. You talking about the street.
Yeah, we got to.
Don't get off of what I'm saying.
We got to protect the family for sure. We got to defend the
family.
family.
That ain't what I was talking about.
Right.
These dudes not defending their family. Their family is burying them.
Right, for sure.
They defending a street.
Right.
A neighbor, a set, a gang, that type of stuff. That's what they defending. Their family don't even know them little dudes. They don't even come home.
Right.
Talking about their family, they don't even know them.
They on the road.
Where we go with that, man?
Where you go with that?
We got to go. See,
Gotta
that's
be
what I'm saying. We get hung
like,
up in this conversation right here.
Said, what's the information worth that you die and give it to the herbs and the
The
earth?
solution is
You
easy, but people not gonna, comply to what it takes.
But like Jesus said, we at least have to voice it.
What's the what is the information worth when you die and you give it to the earth, to the world
All
and the
right, we got
earth?
something young men here, bro.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a young
yourself.
how do you get away from having to defend yourself. Like even the little dude who not about the gang thing, like he still live on that street.
Yeah, you have to defend yourself.
He has to
That's
defend.
life.
Yeah, you have to defend.
That's the world we
That's
live
the
in.
world you
That's
live
part
in.
of
So we
life.
just accept it and go with it.
I mean, you have to. I mean,
Wow, bro, hold
I
on.
mean,
Man.
you have to.
No, bro, we have to start finding some type of answer to it, Mike, or we have to reach out to some people that can give us the answer.
What is the answer?
We can't just keep saying, all right, this is what we gotta do.
What is
But
that?
that's what he got us at,
Well, the
man.
only answer is
I used to
love.
wake up
It's
every-
self-love.
Like,
If
you know how you
don't love
wake up
yourself,
every
you
day?
don't love nobody.
Like, you can love yourself, but you still have to go to the store and get your necessities and this and that.
Right,
And these
because-
dudes
yeah,
are
you
on
gotta
time to time.
know, but
That's what we talking
but
about.
the point I'm making, my brother, is that when you walk past that particular person, they don't love you.
They don't
They can care
ride.
less about you. That's why you have to
Right.
make sure you protect yourself. He can care less about you.
Right.
That's the problem.
Right.
And until that's fixed, it'll always be a problem.
It'll be
That's
all.
why I
It'll
said
be
it
always
never
conflict.
All right,
It'll
happened.
be always
It's a state of
friction.
mind.
You're right.
That's
Most
what
definitely.
Y'all young, y'all probably know this. What them little dudes, King Vaughn?
Yeah.
What them little dudes beef started?
Well, that's dissing dead people. They
Oh.
be dishing out.
That's where the beef started at?
The beef started, you know, came from two different areas.
Yeah.
And
Common beef.
yeah, but like their ancestors.
That's common.
That's
People
common.
used to
That's
tell
some. That's that's
It's
some
sad,
way
but
back
it's
in the
true.
days.
Yeah,
that's how it's
You're
been
not
like
from
that.
where I'm from.
Yeah, it's been like
That's
that.
that's
So,
common.
if as a society, bro, this is just the way we look at stuff. Like, man, fuck it.
Well, it's not that, man.
That's basically what we saying.
No, it's basically accepting it for what it is. Now, it can always be corrected. Of course, it could be better, but it's going to be better by a collective effort. It can't be one man standing in the middle of the street who's going to
There you go.
direct change. You know, that's not going to happen. You know,
That's
that's
what I'm
not.
saying. We
You
asking
know,
the harder questions, though. The harder questions is, how do we get past that part of it? Like, we got that part.
that's what I'm saying.
You know, we
you
have.
can't get past it because people aren't on one accord like that. They can care less. People
How
care
can we get
about
on one
themselves.
accord?
How we get on
You
one
got
accord.
something?
Only
CJ,
way
what you
is
got,
the
CJ?
selflessness. That's the
I
only way.
think the way to get past it is to start off doing be around an environment where you teach the young people to grow up and not hate somebody just because they're
Right.
from a different area.
Exactly.
So later on, you won't have to defend the streets of
Right.
where you represent.
Right,
And-
exactly.
In other words, when you open up a youth center, don't open up a youth center for just your nigga.
Exactly.
Yeah, it gotta be for
You feel what I'm
everybody.
saying?
That'll be for everybody.
Cause
Yeah.
that's where
That
that's
has to
where
be
it
for
started.
everybody.
You know, a church throw something, they only invite their church members. You know, stuff like that. You can't, we can't be like that, bro. We gotta reach out to you got a business next door to you,
Yeah,
and you
definitely.
drawing an
Yeah,
event.
you definitely gotta
You
have
you know what I'm saying? You cross over them to go. I feel what you're saying. That's a good point, CJ. I like
Yeah,
that.
that's a great point. That's a great
But
point.
you
I like
gotta,
that part.
you just gotta welcome everybody with open arms. You can't be biased towards one people just because they're not familiar with the community.
But you have to want to. So we go back to
Yeah,
those.
see, that's what we
See, that's
trying
what
to
we go
create.
back to.
We trying to create that
You have to
want
want
be
to.
like that.
You have to want to feel, acceptance. You have to want to feel like, hey, he's my brother. It goes back. It's gonna start at he. You have to want to. This female has to want to do better than her situation. She has to want to, or she's gonna result to doing,
And but look, hey, how you gonna want to when the ones some people don't have OGs. Even when they do have OGs, like I have OGs. See, I'm not in that life. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the books, I'm in school, but people don't have OGs. So when they come up, they looking up to their bigger brother who about to get killed because he beefing with the other side. And he was brought up the same way. It's a cycle. Beefing with the other side, then he gonna come back, they gonna spend, it's gonna go forever. So how do you stop that with a person that don't have nobody to look up to? I mean, they ain't got no TV in their house, who they gonna look up to? They not about to look up to no celebrity. They don't have no TV in their house, they in the poor neighborhood, that's what the black community is. So how they gonna look up to, they gonna look up to what's around them, and what's around them is killing, shooting. They about to rep their set. Even if they don't own it at all, they renting this, they about to rep that. You know what I'm saying?
You have any advice how that man get around that?
Get around it.
Maybe we need to start more reach out, outreach type of things. You know what I'm saying? We may need to get some things like that back going on, bro. Some type of programs or something like that, bro. To where these little dudes have something to do. Because like he said, it ain't necessarily a choice. It sounds like these dudes really don't even have a choice.
Well, depending on, like you said, that environment.
Somebody has to
Yeah,
believe in
household or
you.
your
Yeah,
upbringing,
somebody
like,
has
you
to
just pretty
believe
much-
in you.
you down, you should
Somebody
down.
has to believe in you. Somebody has to look at you and be like, okay.
No, we talking about that cat who don't have nobody to believe in them. They don't believe in themselves. That's what he just got to be talking about.
He got a lot
He's
of
saying he got people that can believe in him and that can
Right.
steer him into the right direction.
Right,
The
He
people
talking
that
about the
don't.
family of, Grandma with the foolishness.
right,
So, so who talking sense in here? Grandma started the family.
right. There's nowhere to learn.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
There's nowhere to learn here. Right.
Right.
Understand?
we gotta find a way to have those kids. Well, it used to be, Mike, you know how it was. They got a whole bus about to come. They ride through the neighborhood. You might just see one child come out there. That's the one that wanted to go learn some arts and crafts or
Right.
whatever the case may be. But that got to be available for them to go and do, not just in the summertime when y'all don't want them at the house.
But that's still
Every
all
day,
But
you know
that's
what I'm
done collectively though, through the community. Like if you're gonna have a community center, once again, it can't be one man with
No.
a checkbook and try to pop a
No,
whole
it
community
won't
center.
work like
It
that.
has to be the community working together, and
With-
that's why I said
right.
it all goes back to order. And people just out of order, so it's hard to get those kind of contributions from everybody. It's hard to get two people on one page.
Well, Jesus said it well earlier. We have now voiced it officially. So now we have to start taking the small steps that we can.
Right.
That way people can
Caring
actually see
about our
some
people,
work being
right.
done. We can't just talk. We
Yeah,
talking
I
about
mean,
the
well,
people
we
who
have-
just be talking, so we
Right, so
can't
you
just
gotta-
talk. We gotta put our best foot forward too. We
But you
got to reach out and find,
Yeah,
got
but
people
you
that's
gotta
just
have
trying
a
to,
plan.
yeah.
You gotta
Yeah,
manifest the plan.
Right, right.
You gotta, do the research it take, to get that off the ground.
right.
What else y'all have too?
Overnight.
What else y'all have too, Tom?
Give us some more news, man.
Man, if we go back to the King Von situation, that's a prime example of, his father was in that life. His father died when he was very young, so he coming up. Only person he looking to is his brothers. They come from the same area, the same struggle. You go next door. Look at O Block, it looked like a prison or something. That's what they coming from. That's what they going into. So they come out here, he young, he coming out of this area. That's his people right here, all these people. And, the other side is who they beefing with. That's what they taking their anger out on. They ain't got no father figure. His grandfather going to, you know what I'm saying? It ain't much it's a lot, something has to attack it, stop the cycle. It's gonna take
It
a lot.
has to be the community, because we gotta take care of us.
Yeah.
Us, as blacks, a lot of times they look for the white demographic or whatever to step in and
Like
help
somebody
us.
owe us.
And they might do owe us or whatever, but the reality is they're not about to give you anything. So if anything we want, and to make it better in our situation, we have to do it ourselves collectively. But that message gotta be, put out from spot to spot, to where people really understand that's what it
Right.
takes.
Right.
Take everybody,
take
if
it.
everybody
Somebody
pull
we
together,
gotta
it's endless money and all of that. Imagine the funds you could get, you got 1 million people who just gave you $1.
We're just getting off the ground.
That's only $1.
Yeah.
But people don't think that, to where you can get a lot done if you got so many people pulling together to make one big thing happen. And it don't cost everybody. A homeless man can give you $1.
Right.
So a lot of these issues really shouldn't exist, but people not coming together to correct the issue. And
That's
it all
what,
boils
that would
down
make
to money.
the issue
Money
exist.
is really what's
Because
going to
the
answer
people not
all of
coming
these
together, right.
issues and all that everybody has. It's going to take money to build a community center.
Right.
It take money to open up a business to give people job opportunities.
It takes money to have this conversation with people who has money.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes money to have a podcast.
Right.
That's what it is. But I mean,
They have to
like I
start
said,
somewhere though.
but pulling together, that's the only way you're going
To make something
make
work.
big
Right,
change. Like we
right.
can make small changes just in this little group.
Just right.
But it'll be small. It'll be something that help us in this
Right.
little circle.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why it
As
have
on a
to
big,
start,
on a
we
big
trying-
behalf,
right.
dog, it
Right.
take a lot, bro. It
But
take
for
a
real
whole
though,
lot of people, bro.
Right.
I think that's
It
why a
take a
lot of
village.
people go wrong at though, bro. Maybe we do have to build a circle all the way up first before we could go out.
Well, you
Cause see,
do.
we'll come together as a circle and we ain't all doing good. And we'll pitch our money and boom and go take care of some other people. Then we got to go hustle the money back there.
Right.
Instead of staying down, staying in the lab or whatever it is we got going on.
Right.
Yeah, get
Until
yourself
it's
together.
substantial, you know what I'm saying? Then we can really help some.
Right.
I think that's what we really be going wrong at, cause your heart
Yeah,
be in the right place.
Yeah, but
but
you
your
can't
priorities really be kind of
Yeah, 'cause you can't help somebody if you ain't got your act together.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta
Right.
get your little
Right.
ducks
Right.
in a
You
row.
know what I'm saying? That's a
Yeah.
fault. Yeah.
What's up? Anything else y'all got, man? Anything in the music y'all like, man?
Let's
You know,
talk music, man.
what type of music y'all like too, Pine? What, you know, two times?
You know, they rap.
See, like his own music.
He a rapper.
Me being me.